Hi, so today we're going to be talking about dimensional analysis. This is really useful when you are trying to convert from one rate to another. So if we had something like 40 miles per hour, and we wanted to change 40 miles per hour to feet per second. Dimensional analysis is a really great tool to help you do this. And a lot of times you do it intuitively in your head, but this is a way to put it into more mathematical terms. There's not really an easy formula per se that uses variables, but once we start, hopefully it will be a little bit more intuitive to you. There's two different methods that can be used. One method is the method our professor usually teaches, and it's the method that I prefer because it puts things into logical terms that I'm able to, that has consistent rules and makes things easier for me to parse. However, some students understand it in different ways. So I'll go over a method that also works. And there's more than just those two methods, but those two methods are the ones that I'm going to be covering today. So we know that there are 5,280 80 feet in 1 mile. We know that there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. Whoops. And we know that there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. These are the tools that we're going to need to use when we are talking about dimensional analysis. What we want to, so we have our initial unit per initial unit 2. And we want to take our initial units to our desired units. So desired unit 1, 1, and our desired unit 2. A lot of times the units, the corresponding units like unit 2, initial unit 2 and desired unit 2, usually these are the same type of unit. So, for instance, if you had 1 hour as the initial unit 1, initial unit 2, 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes. So the word hour disappears and is replaced by minutes because there is 60 minutes in 1 hour. And now we're talking about 60 minutes. Instead of 1 hour. When we are doing dimensional analysis, our goal is to get rid of the undesired units. So if it was 1 mile and 1 hour, and we wanted it to be in our desired units, for this problem specifically, it'd be feet per minute. And we don't want the mile or the hour or any of the extra units that we might be using while we try to convert to our new unit. So basically we want to only have the desired units expressed. A way to do that is if we go back to our question with 40 miles per 1 hour, and we want it to be in feet per second. So 40 miles per 1 hour, and we want it to be in feet per second. What we can do is for every 1 mile, there's 5,280 feet. The reason why we want the mile to be on the bottom is because we want the same units that we're trying to get rid of to be on opposite sides of each other. So for instance, the 40 miles is on the top. That means the 1 mile that we're trying to get rid of is on the bottom, because we're going to get rid of these units. We don't need this M anymore, and we are able to get rid of this M because they're on opposite sides. From there, we have our desired unit on the top. It's on it's our 5,280 feet, and we'll times that by 40. But the top is taken care of. Now we want to get rid of hours and turn it into seconds. There's a few ways that you could do this. I like to break it down into further steps. So 1 hour, and we're putting hour on the top because we want the hours to cross out, is the same as 60 minutes. And 1 minute is the same as 60 seconds. The hours cross out, the minutes cross out, which leaves us with 40 times 5,280 feet over 60 times 60 seconds, which should give you, let me pull that up on the calculator. So 40 times 5,280 divided by 60 is 58.66. And repeating. So 58.67 feet per 1 second. Hopefully that makes sense. That's method 1. For method 2, we keep these, for method 2, we keep the same sort of idea, but instead of doing it all in one equation, we break it down into even more steps. So we're going to handle initial unit 1 and desired unit 1 first. Initial unit 1 to desired unit 1. When we are going from big to small, we are multiplying. And when we are going from small to big, we are dividing. So to deal with 40 miles per 1 hour, 40 miles per 1 hour, we're just going to think about the 40 miles to feet. So there's 5,280 feet in 1 mile, and then that will give us our 211,200, so 211,200, and then that will be in feet. And then we'll deal with the initial unit 2 and to the desired unit 2, which is 1 hour. There's 60 feet. Not 60 feet, my bad. 60 minutes in 1 hour, and there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. This is going to give us 3,600. And then when you divide that, you should get I think it was like 58.67. The reason why I like the first method is because it helps me better align it helps me better know whether I'm going to be dividing or I'm going to be multiplying. Because on the flip side, if I was going from seconds to an hour, I'd have to divide by 60 twice instead, which would give you a completely different number. So if basically at the end of the day, what we want to happen is for you to have a correct process that will lead you to the correct answer. If the first method is more efficient to you, then by all means, go ahead and do that. If the second is more efficient to you, do that. If neither of them are making sense to you, please let me know, and I can try harder to explain in a different method that might help you make sense. Yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know, and yeah, have a good day.